Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Lord Boys. Look at you.
Hey.
Coming to our show. Wow, look at you. Great job. Great job turning on this podcast.
Thanks. Sit down.
My name, well, not Jamie, you're recording the podcast. I'm talking to the listeners right now.
Oh, sorry. You made me happy, so I wanted to be involved.
Not Jamie. God, Jamie, not you. This is for the listeners.
Okay.
I'm trying to make the listeners feel good here, okay?
Yeah,
Stop hogging the limelight.
I got
okay?
it.
Jesus
I got it.
So glad you guys came. Oh, boy. So nice to see you again. Because I am looking at you right now.
Yeah.
My name's Ethan. I'm one of the 3 hosts of the Lore Boys. As always, my 2 co-hosts.
Peter, one of the 3 hosts of the Lore Boys.
And James Miller. And we actually remembered to introduce ourselves on time because Ethan's driving the ship.
Yeah, because season 3's been off to a rocky start where it's just like, yeah, you know who we are, who cares? Here's some shit about Bioshock.
That's it. Ethan's drinking coffee, not booze.
I'm drinking sparkling water.
Yeah, I'm getting my clams in. What
Yep.
can I say?
Lore Boys brand clam
Yeah.
juice.
Yep.
Is that a Lore Boys brand Lore Caesar?
Extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
Clam and jamming.
Yep.
Jamie the Clamy. You know what I mean?
It's yeah.
What is that, a Mott's brand Clamato Caesar? This episode of the Lore Boys is brought to you by Mott's. I'm pretty sure they make vegetable juice.
They do.
But they throw a little clam in there, and yeah, clams aren't vegan though, guys. So
They're not, no.
No.
If you're a vegan out there and you have a clam like perched above your lips as you're about to take a bite, put it down.
please.
Hold up. You're about to betray some very personal oaths.
That was an animal.
That was an animal at one point. Doesn't look like one. Never even really acted like one.
Nope.
But
Nope.
it's an animal.
It sure-
It behaves much more like a rock.
The
Yeah.
booger of the sea.
The booger of the sea, as they say. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's what it says on the bottle, at least.
Made with booger of the sea, in parenthesis, clam. I believe that's the scientific term for a clam.
Yep.
The booger of the sea.
Shout out to Ryan Williams, good friend of ours from New Brunswick,
Yeah.
who works on a clam farm.
He does. He quit his time at Bishop's while we were together to go off and become a marine biologist.
Oh, cool.
And he
Does
studied.
he do like bar clams, like quahogs?
I don't know what he does, but he like works with the clams themselves. He's not probably in the bar part of it, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bartender, is what we're trying to say.
Exactly.
He's a bartender who specializes in Clamato Caesar.
Okay. I see.
Marine biology.
Yeah. I was thinking he was hanging out with clams and like assisting them with things.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
is he
Like
like a
brushing their
social
teeth
worker for
and-
clams?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brushing their
yeah.
teeth, yeah, rebuilding their homes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Disaster relief for clams, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Global
Yeah.
warming doesn't just affect humans.
That's it. You know, like building something. When you say you're all thumbs, it's bad. What's worse than all thumbs? No thumbs.
All
Yeah,
clams.
that's it. All
and
clam.
that's clams. All clams are worse than all thumbs.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh,
Decide what do you want right
I
now.
just can't. I'm
Clams or thumbs?
clams.
Got like a bucket of clams and like a cigar cutter over your thumb.
It's that's the expression. It's just like, oh, I just can't seem to can't thread the needle. I'm all clams today.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it. I'm all clams.
Yeah.
Your money or your clams, kid.
Can't dance. Got 2 left clams.
Yeah.
Put that on a piece of corn.
Yeah. Sorry there, fella. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. This is a podcast that we talk about nerd stuff, not just clams and booze. And our friend Ryan Williams. Today we're talking about Fire Emblem.
And that Embo is his Twitch name, I'm pretty sure.
Embo96 on Twitch.
Kind of sounds like Emblem if you couldn't speak right.
That is true. Embo.
Fire Emblem.
Embo. Fire Embo.
Like if you'd gone to the dentist and your face was still paralyzed.
Yeah, exactly. Too much Vicodin. Been there, you know what I mean?
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Shit, bro.
I love Fire Emblem. I haven't done an episode before now because I haven't really played like all of the titles. I've played a number of them, but
Played the same one like a million times on your phone, too.
yeah. Sacred Stones. First owned on GBA. I still have it on GBA.
Same.
I just don't know where the charger for my Game Boy Advance is.
Oh.
So now
Is it an SP?
it is an SP.
I think I have one actually.
Oh,
Son.
shit.
If you want it.
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely borrow it to charge that bad boy up. Because once you charge a Game Boy Advance, it lasts for months.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yes.
Thing is, when you're on the Metro and you're playing a Game Boy Advance game on your phone, it's significantly less nerdy than playing a Game Boy Advance game on a Game Boy Advance.
It's kind of hipster now, though.
Yeah,
I think the Game Boy Advance the SP is retro enough to be considered cool.
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah.
Like I have a DS, and that would be pretty nerdy
Yeah.
if I played on the.
I have a
on the bus.
2DS.
Not that any of us really cares about looking nerdy on public transit
at all.
Yeah.
No.
But I do think that if I saw somebody playing an SP, I'd be like, what a fucking hipster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like that guy who brings like a full typewriter to class instead of a
Yeah.
laptop.
That guy, yeah.
Fuck that guy.
That guy, not me.
Anyway, all my notes here.
Click.
It's great to take notes for your podcast on a typewriter. It's very, very good audio quality for our listeners to hear like the clacking of keys in the background.
Absolutely.
I hope they still use those in courtrooms for the when they write down the script.
Stenographer.
That's right.
As someone who's been on a jury, I can tell you they do not.
Yeah.
Shit.
And it was never like
a lady at a computer.
It was a typewriter in the sense that it would like have the same like inking mechanisms.
Okay.
But those stenographer are actually like shorthand. They don't have. It's not like a full keyboard.
Oh.
So when a stenographer
yeah.
writes, they do everything in shorthand, and then they transcribe it later to a full.
Oh, wow.
Because like people are talking so fast.
Do they have like a single letter for TH?
I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Huh.
Maybe they just put a T dot for TH. I don't
What
know.
am I, a stenographer?
I don't know. T dot. That means Toronto.
It's no shorter than TH.
No.
T dot.
Okay.
DOT's longer.
T dot.
Hyphen. Yeah.
All this to say, Fire Emblem is one of my favorite series of all time. I was going to do Pillars of Eternity for our one listener who requested it.
Matan.
But I started reading it, and I was like, I do kind of want to play the game
Yeah.
before jumping into it. So I bought it this morning because I was frustrated with Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice last night. So
Oh yeah, I walked in
He was still like hot under the collar from Senua's
That's
Sacrifice
it.
when he got in.
So
I walked
I
in
bought
Ethan
Pillars
gets
this morning. Hopefully, my next episode or the episode after. So I was kind of trying to decide which one I would do because I was researching Pillars of Eternity. Then I was like, oh, I got to do something. I was going to do Warhammer. I was going to do Dungeons and Dragons because those are like my easy fallbacks. And then I was playing Fire Emblem on my phone. I was like, I could do this.
That's a good one.
I have never played a Fire Emblem game in my life.
Oh, they're fun, dude. Especially if you like XCOM. It's like XCOM, but more consistent and funner, right, in my opinion.
I do like XCOM a lot, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You probably would like it. It's top-down, turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
So a lot like XCOM for anyone listening at home who's played XCOM. Except most maps, barring the occasional map, do not have Fog of War. Mm-hmm. So like you always know where all the enemies are.
And there's weapon triangles and magic triangles, so it's always obvious what the weaknesses and strengths are, too.
Okay, it's rock, paper, scissors, basically?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but you know exactly what the other person's going to throw.
Okay, cool.
You know they're going to throw rock.
Okay.
And you're like, I got to get my guy there with his paper out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To catch that rock out of the air.
That's it, because there might be scissors. Maybe there's like a scissors and a rock there, and you're like, how do
Yep.
I hit them strategically?
Okay.
To, win the game.
That's it.
Beat
Clams
the Bimeo
beat
game.
thumbs,
Clams
beats
beat thumbs.
bartenders.
Beats
Okay.
bartenders. That is
Okay.
true.
And bartenders beat clams because they make the drinks.
That is
It
true.
goes
There we
all
go.
in the
That is
circle.
true. Like Ryan Williams, our good friend.
Yeah. Exactly.
In New Brunswick.
yeah.
He's a social worker for clams.
The first Fire Emblem I played is called Rekka no Ken, or the Blinding Blade. It was the first Fire Emblem released in North America.
Cool.
Didn't some come out on DS that people got kind of ragey about because they released like 2/3 of a game and then a third game or whatever?
I don't think people got ragey about it. You're talking about Birthright, Conquest, and Awakening.
Yes.
Oh, that's why you make them fuck to make new units.
You can have
Yeah.
your children because
Yeah.
it deals with like time travel a bit, so you like end up going through like a wormhole and you end up meeting your kids later on. If your characters like support each other enough, support is a mechanic in the game, or if you have them fight beside each other enough, they have special dialogue.
They get horny.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
also a genital triangle to see if you can actually make the babies.
I'm gonna let you describe what the third one is.
It's butthole.
Oh, nice.
And then you can't,
Nice,
but you
nice,
can't
nice.
get pregnant, so you roll a whatever. You roll snake eyes on the having a baby mechanic. I
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah. think that's how it works.
Yeah.
And that one's essentially, I got a little upset about that one because I didn't know what I was buying. I just like went to a Walmart one day, saw a new Fire Emblem game, and picked up Birthright.
Okay.
But how it actually worked was Birthright was the easy one, and Conquest was the hard one. And you basically you play the two different factions. So like in Birthright, you're one side fighting against the other side.
Okay.
And in Conquest, you're the other side fighting against the one side.
Okay.
Birthright sounds like you're already the family of the king defending your land, and Conquest sounds like you're trying to take the throne.
You're two rival nations. In Conquest, you are the dark, edgy boys who are like we're the bad nation. You know, you do seem like that. Obviously, it kind of flushes out their motivations as you play the game. But I was a little upset because I didn't know. I ended up buying the easy one. I was like, "What is all this hand holding bullshit? Like, give me Fire Emblem," you know?
Okay.
But even then, it like is a fun game and very, very Fire Emblem in every sense. The first Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, was published in 1990.
Oh shit.
In the last 29 years, 13 new original Fire Emblem games have been made and 3 remakes. Like I said, the first I played was Fire Emblem The Blazing Blade, or Reckon no Ken. It was released in North America as just Fire Emblem. And it takes place, so the first 5 games to come out, Shadow Dragon and the Blinding Blade, or Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, Gaiden, Mystery of the Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War, and Thracia 776, all take place on 3 canonical continents, whereas Fire Emblem and the Blinding Blade take place on... It's unconfirmed that they're the same world.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
All right.
a new timeline, lets them set up new stories and stuff. So today, because
the new Coke and the Crystal Pepsi.
that's it, yeah, I have played the Shadow Dragon remake, which was made for the DS, but I haven't played any of the other first 5 games. Mm-hmm. So I'm dumping into the history of those. So the one starting in 1990. And then, Genealogy of the Holy War was a prequel that took place a couple years before.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you said there's 3 canonical continents, right?
There for these 5 games, there's 3 canonical continents.
Not 3 continental cannons.
No.
Gotcha.
That'd be
Gotcha.
really cool.
No.
Yeah.
Free if you stay at the Holiday Inn. Get a cannon. Until 10 o'clock.
Continental.
That's not a bad deal.
No, yeah.
Get to use a cannon for the first couple hours if you wake
So,
up early.
that's it. You got to call for the wake up call, though.
Yeah,
if you want to
that's
get
it.
that cannon.
It's
Yeah.
like 6 to 10.
Otherwise, you get
coincidental.
to the hotel bar.
The wake up call is a cannon fire.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
actually,
Do you get to keep the one that wakes you up?
just the cannonball.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's pretty cool.
So Peter had mentioned Marth. Fans of Super Smash Bros. Will probably recognize the name Marth, Roy, Ike, Lucina, Chrom, Robin, and Corrin.
Grom.
Crom, what a dumb name.
They're all Fire Emblem characters who are in the Super Smash Bros.
They're all
the
guy with
Super
sword.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
They are all guy with sword except for Robin does have a sword as well, actually, but he casts a lot more spells.
Okay.
She, because Robin from Birthright, and Conquest, you can play as either a guy or a girl. It's like the first time you play a character in Fire Emblem that's not like this is the character. Deal with it.
You choose.
You choose gender.
Can you be a swarm of bats?
You cannot be a swarm of bats.
Gotcha.
As far as I know.
Okay, good.
Just
yeah.
making sure.
You can be a swarm of dragons, assuming bat form. Of course,
that's
which
okay.
we'll get into.
Cool. I like this. Yeah.
So, like I said, there's 3 continents. We're going to be talking about mostly one of them, Arcanea, which is where the first Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the second one, Mystery of the Emblem, take place.
Sounds like where the magic comes from, too.
Arcanea?
Yeah.
It's spelled with an H, though, in there. CH.
Harkanea?
No, with a CH.
Archenea.
Arcanea, yeah. No.
Okay.
Arcanea. Kamehameha. Last king of Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, Kamehameha. Who's the last king of Hawaii?
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. And that's where he learned it on an island, too, didn't he? the
Yeah,
Kamehameha? Yeah.
That's where he learned the power of the spirit bomb. Piccolo is from Hawaii. Did you not know that? All Nameks are from Hawaii.
No.
Yeah.
That's not true.
We'll do DBZ lore someday, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Nameks give birth to eggs, I think.
They look like lizard people.
They don't do live birth or something like that. It's weird. Yeah.
I don't know anything about DBZ.
Piccolo, the guy with the green and the antennas.
I think they just put their 2 fingers to their head, they scream a lot, and then a baby's just
baby.
there. Yeah, exactly.
And then they blast it. So the games originally take place on this continent called Arcanea.
Okay.
And the timeline of this world begins around 4000 BC.
Ish, yeah.
It's not. There's no Christ. Canonically, no Christ in Fire Emblem.
But they have a 0 year and some shit that happens before that?
So the 0 year is the founding of the Empire of Arcanea.
Okay, new calendar.
Yeah, exactly.
How did they say that there was no Christ in Fire Emblem? We're like, oh, by the way, no God, or like
Actually a footnote on every single page on the wiki. It's like weird, yeah. No, Jesus Christ not included.
Really?
Yeah.
that's the weirdest Hasbro toy I've ever gotten.
Yeah,
Jesus not included. Yeah.
It's you buy the manger set from Fisher Price and they don't include Jesus.
Yeah,
And no
Cheap bastards.
batteries. Yeah.
That's add-on, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you have to buy a bunch of different biblical characters, and each one comes with a piece of Jesus, and you like assemble it afterwards. Because I know there's been toys like that. Like my buddy collected a bunch of like Iron Man toys. From back in the day, because then you could put together an Ultron. Like you get the arm, the leg, the
Nice.
torso, the head. For like there's like 6 different toys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you get like it's like I don't really want whatever Longinus, but he comes with Jesus' torso, and I need that.
So for 4,000 years before the foundation of the kingdom of Arcanea, the divine dragon clan were the rulers of an advanced dragon civilization which dominated the Archean continent.
Are they dragon people, or is this a
They
dragon-based
are
society?
Dragons, just dragons.
Straight dragons.
Just
Okay,
straight up
straight up
dragons.
dragons.
There are divine dragons who rule, but there were like other types of dragons
That drool.
like fire dragons and ice dragons and earth dragons,
Okay.
dark dragons,
Ooh.
and they were all ruled by the divine dragons, the smart ones, I guess. I don't know. Divinity is smart.
Okay.
Uh,
Divinity gives brain.
the divinity give big brain, make smart, rule people.
It's so silly.
For 3,000 years, the dragons lived in relative peace and hedonism, ruling over humans mostly benevolently.
Relative peace and hedonism.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
So I mean, you're dragons. What do you do other than just like, I don't know, glut?
Yeah,
You know?
I guess.
Okay.
It's orgy 10 people max.
This is
It's
the word-
like relative hedonism.
Yeah,
It's a word that I've never really asked the meaning of, but what is hedonism?
it's like indulging in self pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, so peace and hedonism. Oh, that's fine. then.
Food, sex, drugs.
yeah.
So do what makes you happy, but don't get in anybody else's way.
Yeah, I mean, not
Not really.
inherently. Don't get in anybody else's way.
Well, peaceful hedonism would be.
I said peace and hedonism.
Oh, they're separate.
Not peaceful hedonism, where
Not peaceful
it's just again 10
Where
people or less.
peaceful
No
hedonism-
spanking.
Oh,
Peaceful
okay.
hedonism, where you let her come first.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what that is, right?
I'm not sure.
Dragon's very intent on letting the lady dragons come first.
Well, agree to disagree. What does How to Make Friends and Influence People say?
If
Yeah.
I've learned anything from having friends and learning how to influence people in power or something, I think that's the name of it, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
You've read the book. You would know.
Yeah, no, that's right. And Dragon Lady's got to come first.
Dragon Lady's
There you
gotta
go.
come.
Yeah, that's page 3, I think.
Or-
Front loads with that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, well,
exactly.
Otherwise
I've
she'll-
never read the book. I read the
she'll
back.
lay waste to the fields. Eat all your sheep.
So yeah, they were living in hedonism, ruling over humans mostly benevolently. They were kind of like not proto-humans, but like super non-civilized humans, I guess.
Okay.
So I guess they like rapidly advanced in 4,000 years to found their first empire. But they were
It's like
just
cave people. It's not quite cave. It's like tribal people levels, basically.
I want to say
not
like
cave people.
I want to say like
directly.
Egyptian,
Well, the
Oh,
re-
okay.
like
Well, that's
superstitious and you know.
Okay, that's quite advanced.
The reason that they were able to advance so quickly, I think, in that much video game time in 4,000 years, is that if someone did something stupid, they died forever, like in the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's-
so
permanent death.
Darwinism is actually a thing in this video game universe
Yeah.
as compared to some others.
Okay.
Kind of bearing the lead because we didn't, I guess, explain this for people who haven't played Fire Emblem.
Yep.
But it is permadeath. If a character dies in the game while you're playing,
They're gone
You
forever.
never get them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Like an XCOM.
Yeah. So, like the big thing with Fire Emblem is nobody plays the game letting their characters die. Like you talk to anybody who plays Fire Emblem, and it's like everybody resets the level after a character.
yeah.
dies.
That's
You
the
get-
only way I ever finished XCOM was saves coming.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
One of the ones that I played, you get this wonderful Pegasus Knight that's pretty like weak at the beginning, but she's like a flying horse, so she's super mobile, but she can't fight that good.
And archers basically, so like again the weapon triangle.
Yeah.
If you're a flying character, archers just do like massive critical damage to you on
Okay.
on any given shot.
Yeah.
And she has like super low health, so just like one
yeah,
shot.
you hold out until she levels up once to her next form though, and you're laughing.
Yeah.
You just have like the fastest moving thing ever. Does crazy damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put some stripes on her Pegasus, make it go faster.
Yeah, exactly.
pretty
Nice.
much,
And
yeah.
you do get, I know in Sacred Stones, you do get one item after you beat a boss who's like who's a flying character himself, which protects your flying character from bows, essentially.
Oh, okay,
So now
cool.
like her one weakness no longer becomes a weakness, and she literally just like flies around.
Isn't that
killing
kind of
everybody.
fucking broken?
Yeah.
Like
okay.
she's very very strong.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's one of the stronger characters. But you can't, like, it's hard to have one character do everything
Yeah.
in Fire Emblem, especially for some of the maps.
Pretty easier to lose her early on too. I know Sacred Stones I picked up like in the last year, and I reset the same level like 3 times because I just she kept dying.
Just kept dying,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Playing on hard on that game is, like, so difficult because people just, like, die.
Did you say
People
hard
just
on
die,
that
and it's
game?
like, ugh. What's that?
You said hard on.
Oh. Hard on alert. Everybody get a boner. Everybody listening at home, you gotta
You
get a
guys
boner
found the
now.
Easter egg.
Yeah.
We say hard on in every episode.
This wacky waving inflatable waving penis man just popped up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shooting confetti everywhere.
It was very
mess.
fun. We'll add some sound effects in post.
That's peaceful hedonism.
So yeah, it was a pretty advanced and enlightened civilization, overseen by the wisdom of the divine dragons, like I said. 1,000 years before Arcanea's formation, so minus 1,000 now, or 1,000 BC.
Okay.
The dragons begin to show that they couldn't stay young and party forever. Birth rates plummet, and madness begins to spread across the various tribes
Frick.
Of people?
of dragons.
Oh,
so like
shit.
the earth dragons.
Yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah,
And
okay.
they're all showing signs of madness. A lot of them are becoming infertile.
They all have syphilis.
Yeah, exactly. Syphilis, it spreads like a plague.
Especially when you're going to so many, you know,
Yeah,
low-key orgies.
Yeah,
That's it.
no, it's
It's the what do you think? What do you think did it? The orgies? Nah.
yeah, probably not that. We should keep doing it.
Yeah.
Have we talked about Nietzsche on this podcast? We have, right? How the first time he fucked, he got syphilis, and then all of his philosophy is just dark, really depressing shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think we've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Imagine that, you just first time you fuck syphilis, and you descend into madness.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah.
Um,
What?
much more treatable now than in Nietzsche's day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you just, you get a shot,
Do you just get an injection or something?
Yeah.
Penicillin or whatever?
and then
Penicillin to the dick.
doctor spanks you on the ass, you're good to go, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Nice, yeah.
Well,
Get out
my
your
doctor,
champ.
every time I leave, she smacks me in the ass, so
Yep.
I don't see anything strange about that.
Same time next year, Ethan.
Yeah. Yes. So some strange sickness took hold of the dragons, a wave of deteriorating health festering among them, driving many mad and leaving the rest infertile. The canny divine dragons realized that while they may be falling to the disease, humans seemed immune to the effects of it. Using their impressive magics, many of the dragons divested their power into what are called dragon stones, focal points for their ability, and allowing them and stones which allow them to change their shape to humanoid. While they still could not reproduce, at least they were saved from the grasp of madness.
So when they turned into scalies and stopped going crazy, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
All right.
Stop going crazy, could fuck all they want, and wouldn't get anybody pregnant. Seems like a
Oh,
win-win-win.
nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have a real life story about scalies, but I'm not sure if it's a time time to,
never
to
a
share
time
it.
for that story.
There's a
Yeah.
time and a place for scaly stories, and it's never on the air. For anyone confused at home, scalies are like furries, people who dress up in animal costumes and fuck, but like specifically
People are turned on by reptiles, and usually cartoon reptiles. I'll tell the story real quick. There's someone at work. They do moderation for a certain platform.
Okay.
And they took their time to take down all these images of naked dragons, but were distributing them amongst their friends. So they got fired, and then we looked up all their forum posts later, and it's all this cringy, like, ooh, your jar, like large scaly dick penetrates inside me, and all that
okay.
stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
each their own, just don't do it at work, I guess is
Yeah.
the moral of that story.
Well,
well,
Yeah, imagine you were the only one who just liked woman on man porn, and then you got a job doing it. Would you be able to not save
doing
it?
woman on man porn?
Or just taking it down from the internet?
Okay.
Would you save
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh, you gotta
Would you
keep
say
it
if
If
somewhere.
that was the weird thing?
That's basically Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
He's the only guy who loves books.
Oh,
He's
I've
a
only...
fireman. He burns
And he's
books.
saving them all.
Okay, I've only read How to Influence and...
Yeah.
How to
can't-
influence and make good friends with leaders and people.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
I think
one.
that's what the title of the book
Yeah,
is.
that's the right
You've
one.
read it. I haven't read it.
No, yeah,
I've
of
read the
course.
back.
Of course, yeah.
They don't mention the title on the back. I didn't actually read the front of the book. I only read the back of the book, and they don't actually say the title anywhere on the back. Of the book.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I don't know.
That's it. Well, yeah.
So these dragons, these scalies with their big throbbing scaly dicks.
Okay.
Yeah, you got my attention.
All right.
Now I've made it so that we can't cut out that little story by bringing it back.
I think that's a funny story. Yeah.
That's good. And now I've made it so we have to keep it. So
Yep.
we're stuck with it.
Locked it in.
For good or worse. So they figure out they can change their form into humanoid forms, and it will put off the disease. These humanoid forms are called manicheets in the game.
Okay.
And manicheets usually get like one or two manicheets as playable characters in the game. And if they have a dragon stone, they're basically like super, super weak characters, like super, super low defense. Usually like very... If they have any attack with like a conventional weapon, usually it's pretty weak.
What are they? Because I'm picturing a featureless parakeet at this point.
So they come in a couple different shapes and sizes. The first ones that I had experienced were in Sacred Stones. You might remember Nils and Ninian, the twins.
Yes, I
The
do.
teal-haired twins. They're dragons in human form.
Do they look
Oh.
like dragons, or they look like people?
Nils and Ninian look exactly like people. You get another.
That reminded me of Nil and Nether from
Miles and Book of the Fall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not what we're talking about.
No,
Maybe someday.
at all. Yeah.
Nils and Ninian look like distinctly human. They have no dragon characteristics. The first couple times I played the game, I wasn't really like listening to the story,
Okay.
and I didn't realize that they were dragons at all or manicheets at all. But you meet one later on who's basically like a little girl, thousands of year old, because nerds are weird sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's very
the 1,000-year-old nerd trope, nerd girl.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
No, 1,000-year-old.
Is that a
girl.
trope?
No, nerd.
It is one of those things in a lot of it's like a stereotype about anime is that like they look like they're 14 but they're actually 12,000 years old.
So it's okay that they
to
fuck?
fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, no, they're a 1,000-year-old lizard. It's cool to fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Well, when you put it like that, I get it.
I never thought of it that way. Right.
I'm getting ill from that, dude.
Yeah. you meet this girl Mir later on, who's like this little girl, but she has like wings, like small wings coming out of her back, and she has like small horns coming out of her head. So she is like very distinctly.
She looks like a little demon thing.
Yeah, exactly. And she is the first one in the Sacred Stones who you can actually give the Dragon Stone, and in battle basically she's super weak. She has like very low health, very low resistances, but you give her the Dragon Stone, and when she gets into combat she transforms into a dragon, and just like her health like triples and all her defenses go up, and she just deals like massive damage.
I don't
fucking
remember
awesome.
that part. I gotta replay, actually.
It's a little later on in the game. I don't know how far you ever got. I think it's like, I think there's 24 28 levels in that game, and it's like around level 18
Cool.
that you first meet her.
Cool.
Anyway,
I always used to play as the really big, meaty armor boy with the lance.
Gilliam, yeah.
Gilliam, yeah. I used to just, like, use him as much as I could to get him so strong because he could just take so many hits.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's just it. He's a tank, I guess.
Yeah, you just set him up front and then, you're laughing.
So in the games, they use their Dragon Stones as weapons, allowing them to temporarily transform. From Genealogy of the Holy War, there was like notes on the game from the developers that Dragon Stones were said to have been used in the creation of divine weapons, including Marth's sword.
Oh, cool.
So Marth's sword is a legendary weapon called falchion. And in the notes for Genealogy of the Holy War, it said that the Dragon Stones were used in its creation, but it's never been confirmed in game.
Is the stone embedded in the sword, or did they use its power to like forge it?
There is a gem in Marth's sword.
Okay, maybe
But-
Dragonstone.
Maybe Dragonstone.
Maybe Dragonstone.
Who knows?
Maybe Dragonstone was sword.
His last name's Brooks, by the way.
Marth Brooks.
Yeah.
Marth Brooks.
Yeah, that's better.
Marth Brooks.
It's just a piece of his achy breaky heart in that sword. I don't even know if that's him. I don't know my country music enough. But
Yeah, I don't know either.
yeah.
Led by the Dragon King Naga, most of the dragons seal their powers into these Dragon Stones to become Manicheets. Most, but none of the Earth Dragons choose to do so, barring their king Medeus. So all the dragons are like, fuck, we're going crazy. You know, we can't have kids anymore. Dragon King Naga's like, I got a solution. Grab one of these special rocks, put some of your power in it, turn yourself into a more human, and you won't get sick. And all the Earth Dragons are like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that, dude. I will never change. I am not gonna change. If my destiny is to go out crazy, stark raving mad, that's what I'm gonna do.
Screaming at a wall
Yeah.
with a huge erection that I can't use.
Yeah.
That's how I want to go.
That's
But-
every single Earth Dragon except for their king Medeus.
Oh, and lucky for us, he had the Medeus touch, which
Yeah.
turned crazy dragons into rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Then he held his daughter.
All the Earth Dragons do eventually succumb and turn feral within 3 centuries.
All right.
That seems pretty quick in dragon time.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah, I mean, you live for thousands of years, and it's just like, woo, 3 centuries. Like, you're done. You're done, kid. Sit down.
Yeah.
You passed your prime. You never work in this town again.
Yeah. In their madness, they begin to roam and hunt the lands, including the fledgling human race.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. That's
So they're
us.
They're hunting people. That is us.
That's us.
That is us.
far as
Not
I know.
Jesus Christ, though. A, because he's not in Fire Emblem. B, because he's not a man. He's the son of God.
Well, where did the people come from then?
Is Adam and Eve there?
I don't think it could be, right?
No. Cave
It's
Adam,
dragons
Cave
turn,
Eve?
dragons experimenting with Manicheet form, fucking producing humans. I'm gonna say
All right.
little bit canon.
There was one dragon who kept taking all the forum posts of human fucking down off the internet, and he created
Hang on
humans.
to that.
Yeah.
In response to the Earth Dragons now hunting humans, Naga decides to lead her divine dragons in a war against the Earth Dragons in an attempt to protect the humans.
Dragon War.
That sounds pretty cool, though.
yeah.
One interesting thing I want to clarify: Naga is called the Dragon King, but it is a female. She uses only female pronouns,
Lady Dragon, okay.
but she does use Dragon King. She doesn't choose the epithet.
I like it.
If it
Dragon
is
Queen?
like in the military, because it's always like, yes, sir, sort of thing.
Maybe.
A lot of that happens. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
even if you're a female knight, it's sir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I saw the episode of Game of Thrones there.
That is
So
true. That is true.
Brienne.
Oh, Game of Thrones. You mentioned Game of Thrones. Now we can tag Game of Thrones on this episode. That's
Fuck
great.
yes,
Great work,
hashtag,
James. Great
hashtag.
work. We got there. We got
Boom,
there.
boom, boom, boom.
I think
Boom, boom,
at
boom.
this point you have to either berate the writers or else you get downvoted so quick nobody will see your posts.
Ooh, writers make me so mad.
I went on the Game of Thrones subreddit and I started
DUIC.
saying that I liked the most recent episodes just to see who would bite, and there's a lot of people.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
Sitting back, just like smoking, just like, oh, so good.
Yeah, exactly.
Tweaking one of your nipples.
Yeah.
That's peaceful hedonism right there.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
So, Dragon King Naga, good on her, decides like, hey, our people are going crazy. My people are going crazy. They're losing their freaking minds out here. So she comes up with a solution to it.
Bunch of syphilitic dragons just rampaging
she-
across the earth.
She invents vaccines, and she's like, we're all gonna get vaccinated. It's chill, right? She's like,
shit.
everybody's gonna love this. Earth dragons, big anti-vaxxers.
Dang.
They're like, listen here, okay? Dragon stones have mercury in them, okay? Dragon stones have hydrogen in them, okay? Do you know how flammable hydrogen is? I will not be putting my body in that.
Not being a psycho gives you autism, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
And then all the dragons are sending minion memes to the other dragons.
Just the earth dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the earth dragons.
Oh, the
So
earth
minion
dragons.
memes around.
They are insufferable.
Yeah.
And then then she says like, oh, fine, okay, I can't force you to do it. Whatever, like whatever.
She could put it in the water supply.
Yeah, but she chooses not to because she's not a psychopath because she didn't go crazy. She
yeah.
assumed Manakete form.
That's her first mistake.
But then
Didn't go crazy. I knew it.
but then she notices these crazy dragons. Not only are they anti-vax, they are very they don't believe that there's like a balance to the environment or anything, and they just start like slaughtering humans like at massive scales. And she's like, Jesus, guys, like, come on, I let you get away with the anti-vax thing,
Save some for me.
but now you're killing too many people. Like,
No, that's
crazy.
it. We got to keep them in the farms and we eat them as they reproduce.
Exactly,
and-
exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
KFC where it's just like big racks of caged people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried People. Whoa.
Kentucky Fried Children.
yeah.
Oh,
Dark.
yikes. You can't say it. As soon as you get under a certain age, you can't joke anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Tell that to a veal chop.
Tell that to a veal chop.
I will.
Who's doing stand up to a veal chop?
So
What's the deal
Naga
with being
says,
breaded and fried?
yeah. Naga says finally.
Sorry.
Naga says finally. We're gonna put an end to this. These Earth dragons are making a big scene, making a mess. Don't want to deal with it anymore. So
Gotta kill them.
Goes to war. Gotta kill them all. Gotta exterminate them.
All right.
That's the only answer to this problem is to exterminate them all.
Yes.
The war wages for an unknown amount of time.
Do they have rock powers, or are they earth dragons because they can't fly?
No, they can fly,
Okay.
but they just have like Earth aspects, I guess.
Okay. Covered in moss.
Yeah. The war wages for an unknown amount of time, and the divine dragons do eventually succeed, though they almost wipe themselves out in the process. So now we've got pretty much no more Earth dragons and very few divine dragons left.
Here comes the fire and water boys.
Fire and Water Boys, they're kind of just like background characters. They're like, yeah, we don't really have a lot of ambition.
Okay.
We're cool with Manakete form, whatever.
All right. I like them.
Naga would create what is known as the Dragon's Table, a temple situated on top of a mountain in the Wyvern's Dale. Sweet. Naga interred all of the fallen Earth dragons and bound them using something called the Binding Shield, made from her own fang and 5 spheres: the Dark Sphere, the Geosphere, Star Sphere, Light Sphere, and Life Sphere. So she basically creates this seal by like ripping out one of her own teeth, drawing something in the sand, and putting like 5 precious stones in
Okay, cool.
another bigger stone.
And
Dentistry's
Does it turn
come
into a
such a
shield?
Yeah. So it's called the Binding Shield.
Dentistry's come a long way. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah, it really has, yeah.
It's amazing what they can do.
Yeah.
They say these new things are going to drive orthodontics out of business. You just put it in your mouth when you sleep. So the 5 stones, the Dark Sphere. This is a little bit of video game mechanics for you guys because I know how much you love that.
Ooh.
Gives the ability to the wearer, shields them from harm unless insulted by one possessing the light sphere. So they can't be damaged at all unless you have the light sphere.
And they have to insult them?
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
But it has a corrupting effect on the user who wears it.
Oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
That's it. I guess you do too many roasts and you turn into Rick Ross. You know what I mean?
He looks so cute with his cornrows.
Boom, roasted Rick Ross. Roasting the roast master. Guess who's the roast master now? Whoa, it's me.
Ethan?
Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. You've got the life sphere.
Call me Fire Manakee because I'm roasting.
Jesus,
The Geosphere gives the ability to cause an earthquake, wounding all characters on the map, excluding its wielder.
Cool.
So friendly foe just hurts everybody on the
Yeah,
map.
it's a big AoE.
Yep. The Star Sphere prevents a user's items from sustaining durability damage. So
Sure.
in Fire Emblem, like you have your weapons, and they all like an iron sword has 45 durability, a steel sword has 30 durability. So it hits harder, but it breaks faster.
I hate that. I forgot. I just remembered that.
Can
You
you
gotta
repair
stop at little towns to
So
buy
there,
new
there are
ones.
certain specific items in some games which can repair them. There's this sphere, obviously, this legendary item, which if you have it in your inventory, will prevent any of your items from breaking. And it's important to note that all legendary weapons also have limited durability. So like you get, like in Sacred Stones, I'm going to keep comparing to this because it's the one I've played the most, but you played like siblings, you play as siblings like leading your forces, Ephraim and Erica, and they both have, they eventually get their like houses like sacred weapons.
Okay.
And those, like, if you use them too much just in the regular story, they break. And you really need them for the final boss, because the final boss is just like incredibly difficult to beat. So you need like all these like special weapons. You need a lot of charges on them. In Sacred Stones, you can get a staff called a Hammern, which will repair an item's durability. A Hammern.
What does that mean?
It's a staff, like a magical staff that repairs a weapon's durability.
Oh.
But this sphere,
Big thing of super glue.
Your healer guy has it, I guess. The same guy who heals everyone.
yeah. Or if you level up your regular spellcasters, your mages, when they evolve, because all classes
Evolve.
they have like your base class, you have your evolved class, and then there's for some characters you get a subclass, which is like you have to evolve into your base class.
Okay, cool.
Those ones scale the hardest, but they're incredibly soft at the beginning of the game. So you just like they're more difficult to level up to whatever.
Yeah.
And they take a lot longer.
Risk reward kind of thing, though.
Yeah, exactly. And your mages, when they level up to their evolved class, can use staffs as well.
Cool.
So
Okay.
you can give it to one of them as well.
Alright, cool.
The light sphere negates enemy terrain bonuses and the effects of the dark sphere. So
Terrain bonus, like high ground, you get a bonus to hit or some shit?
It's like if you're on a fort, you get improved evasion.
Okay, cool.
And you get a bonus to
I was
hit.
going to say, yeah, accuracy seems to be the biggest thing. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
when you're fighting in the forest, you're not going to do as well if you're fighting in the plain open. Kind
Are
of
there
thing.
like set percentages in this? Or is it like
Yeah.
XCOM where it's like the full range between 0 and 100?
Someone's probably farmed them. I don't know if it shows them like outright.
Yeah, it always
Okay,
like
that's
every combat it shows you your chance to hit, the damage you will do, if you will hit twice or if you will hit just once.
Okay, cool.
And it's all calculated based on the two characters' stats. And you can, so like that's why it's like XCOM in a lot of ways, because it's the same kind of movement system, the same kind of like combat system, but it's like you can always see all your enemies, and like you can see if they're in range, like if they can get in range of you and will be able to hit you next turn. You could explicitly see that because you can click their character, you can see exactly where they can move.
Yeah, because XCOM, you end up getting ambushed a lot.
That's it.
Yeah.
Enemies come out of the dark and they have a 20% chance of hitting you, and they get a crit, and your guy dies, and you're like, well,
Yep.
I guess.
Save scum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F5, F9.
Yeah. There's no saving in levels in Fire Emblem. You have to restart the level.
Yeah.
Well, that was my own personal way of saves coming in XCOM.
Okay.
Is I would restart the whole thing, not just go back a turn.
Okay.
Not if you play on an emulator, Ethan.
That is true. Then you can
Oh,
save.
save
all
states?
you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, the life sphere, it fully heals its wielder at the beginning of each turn, which is insanely powerful. When they remade the game, Mystery of the Emblem, they nerfed that, so it heals 20 at the beginning of every turn, which is still huge.
yeah.
Still huge.
How do you even die in that case? You have to get killed in one hit.
Like, yeah, you'd have to get like one turn, which is like super possible.
Yeah.
But like you can go from full health. Like if you overextend and 3 guys come up and hit you, like
Okay.
there's a decent chance. Or like if you even just get crit, like there's a decent chance that your guy dies.
Okay,
in
yeah,
one
because
shot.
I don't know how the health and armor and damage
Yeah.
scales in
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. Just 'cause I've never
Nobody's
played
like particularly. You do get like some tanky people and some people with huge health pools, but not everybody gets
Okay.
that.
If a few Earth Dragons impose an orgy onto you, you might die.
You might
Oh,
die.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
A couple Earth Dragons fucking on your head might kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that to say,
Yep.
those are the five gems that are in the Binding Shield.
Oh, that's cool.
The Binding Shield was placed upon the dragon table to keep the Earth Dragons in a perpetual slumber, where their madness could hurt none. So it kind of like sealed them and the slumber and the sickness with them.
Okay, good.
You still couldn't revert to dragon form, but it wasn't like just propagating on its own kind of thing.
Man, those dragons should like patent that nap technology though.
Yeah.
Because some people have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah, right. fall asleep for 10,000 years.
Wow.
Have anxiety.
Yeah, right.
Want to ever just want to sleep the day away? Boy, do we have a product for you.
Just sleep away 300,000 years.
Yeah. Well, if you could, just someone puts the shield on you for a nice 8 hours, takes it off afterwards, and I never felt so rested.
Do you ever just want to spend all day on a Tuesday sleeping, but you can't stop thinking about the inevitability of death? Boy, do we have a product for you. The Binding Shield.
Come up to our mountain retreat.
Yeah, the Binding Shield. You're basically dead.
Ding.
By the way, sponsors, get at us.
Yeah.
Great ad reads here on the
Yeah.
Lore Boys.
We'll make you sleep forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Skillshare. You're basically dead.
Casper mattress. You sleep so well, you'll want to die.
That one, we had something there.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop that
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Naga, the Dragon King, would place Medeus, the sole survivor and Manakete of the Earth Dragons, in charge of guarding the altar and its seal.
Okay.
So she was like,
I locked your entire race in there.
That's all your boys.
Yeah.
All your boys taking a nap in the other room. I need you to watch the door.
Forever, basically.
Your boys get too rowdy for this party, okay? Let them sleep it off, and when they're ready to come out, they can come
When
out.
they're good and hungover, we can have a chat with them.
Naga would also then remove another fang and fashion Falchion,
Oh,
Marth's sword.
cool.
With the
Fashion
Dragon
Falchion.
Stone, if the notes from genealogy are to be believed. But in game, it was just the fang. She took her fang and she created the Falchion, the
Nice.
legendary sword that Marth uses.
So she saved the world, but now she has to mash up all her corn.
That's it.
Yep. That's it.
She made a shield out of a seal to keep all the dragons at bay. And was like, well, I made a shield. I got to make a sword now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And decides to also make a sword.
And now all she does is just gum those cobs. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She sees somebody like using a knife on something. She's like, damn it.
Canonically, in Fire Emblem, dragons only have 2 teeth. So that's it. She's out.
Oh, really?
No,
wow.
that's-
Oh, okay.
That's why. Because I said she took 2 fangs.
Yeah,
out of her
I
mouth,
know.
and you guys are like, well, she's all gums now.
Yeah.
No, I knew it was a joke, but I wanted to explore that. Like, what did they all get in a different area? Sometimes they both have them on the bottom. Like,
It'd be very much like a snake, I guess. In that case, right?
Snakes have a lot of teeth, though.
Do they?
all the
Yeah.
way down their
Wow.
belly.
Peter Herpetology O'Donohue over here.
Over here, yeah. Snakes have a lot of teeth. I have a snake jawbone sitting on my dresser right now, actually.
Very
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
I thought they had 2 fangs. It's where the venom comes from.
Not the non-poison ones. Like a python has tons of teeth.
Yeah.
I guess that makes
It's
sense. yeah.
nightmarish, honestly.
What
no
the-
arms, lots of teeth.
The strangly ones, though.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Constrictors, I believe they're called.
Yeah.
Asphyxiators.
That's what I said.
a strangly snake.
Yeah.
That's a strangly boy. No legs, all choke. Naga then places her infant daughter, so she's one of the few dragons who wasn't made infertile from this disease, and she has an infant daughter, Tiki. She places her infant daughter in the care of another, an ice dragon, and tasks the wise Manakete Goto with watching over the world, and dies. She's just like, well, that's it. My time's done.
No teeth. That's
No teeth. I guess that's it for me, baby.
Yeah. I'm not eating mashed up food.
No, all they eat is like eggs that just have just a thick enough shell that you need at least a tooth to
Yeah.
get through. Yeah.
How am I gonna open all these canned beans?
Yeah. Just my own crazy fan theory here while doing the research. She dies like right after fashioning the sword Falchion. So I like to believe,
I
like,
keep saying fashion and falchion so close together. Fashion, falchion, fashion, falchion, fashion.
well, maybe I'm doing that on purpose. We'll
Yeah,
say I
okay,
am.
go for it.
She fashions Falchion
Yeah.
from her fang, and if the notes are to be believed, from the Dragonstone, which is much of a dragon's essence, is something they impart in the Dragonstone. So I like to believe she just put like a lot of herself into the Dragonstone, then made that into Falchion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, all right.
later on in the series, you do meet people who are heavily hinted to be like reincarnations of Naga, but never explicitly said so. And I like to believe, this is my Lore Boys
She
canon
lives
fan
on
theory,
within
that she is in the sword Falchion that Marth wields.
Okay, cool.
So he's like,
That
yeah,
makes sense.
wielding like the greatest good, essentially.
Nice.
The temple sits in relative quiet with its keeper Medeus for some 700 years until the year -10.
What happened then,
I
Ethan?
guess you guys can bet something's coming up in 10 years, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know.
We know it's not Jesus Christ being born, even though we keep saying
Damn it,
BC.
Jamie, spoilers. It was Jesus. I was lying this whole time. The year -10, God fucks Mary.
Is that how we're gonna get Jesus into Smash now?
Jesus so OP in Smash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you think Snake's ass was getting a lot of praise.
Yeah.
Just you wait.
You see Jesus?
How many teeth does Snake have in Super Smash Bros?
2.
How many teeth that snake?
It's accurate.
2 in his mouth, 2 in his butt.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus put him there. During the centuries, Medeus had become obsessed with watching humans from afar, the rise and fall of their kingdoms, and their perceived evils.
That's also some peaceful hedonism.
It was
Right there.
like
he's getting off to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. It was like the voyeurism, I think is what
Yeah,
that is.
well.
Voyeuristic hedonism. Voyeuristic peaceful hedonism.
Jesus, guys, we sound like hipster porn like addicts, like coming up with all
Yes.
these weird like subcultures to
Yeah,
all these.
sound like.
Yeah.
It was likely because of his obsession with this distant Game of Thrones. Well, we can tag it twice now.
Oh, boom.
Hashtag GOT, hashtag Game of Thrones, hashtag fuck.
Team Danny. I don't know.
yeah, it's something.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Sign that petition.
I know. I don't watch the show. I know what happens, but I just want to no spoilers on this cast. So it's probably because he was watching Distant Humans that he was caught metaphorically asleep at the wheel.
Oh, no.
He had one job:
Keep an eye on the daughter.
watch that damn shield.
Jesus take the wheel, right? And then Jesus is
take the
born.
wheel. Yeah.
That's Garth Brooks.
Yeah, a guy named Garth Brooks, Christ, sneaks into the temple and steals the shield. No, a mere thief named Adra, at the time a bit of a nobody, knowing little of history or the consequences of actions, decides to steal the binding shield.
Do criminals really think that far ahead when you think about it?
Clearly not.
Nope.
Clearly not.
Well, the ones that do think ahead, you just don't know they're criminals, right?
Oh, that's
whoa.
true. Yeah.
Bernie Madoff, we're looking at you, huh?
I don't know who that is.
You heard of Enron?
Yeah, he was like a rich CEO or something.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Enron Hubbard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Enron had
exactly.
it. Fucked all the
Okay.
boys on the boats.
All right. Got it.
He steals the shield. Adra steals the shield, pries off the 5 stones and sells them, unknowingly weakening the seal, obviously.
Shoot.
He uses the funds from selling the stones, raises an army, and using that army, along with 3 other stolen artifacts, ancient weapons of immense power, Adra conquers the known world and installs the kingdom of Arcanea.
Did that take 10 years?
That took 10 years.
That's
there we go.
good.
Our boy,
10
our
years.
thief, Adra, becomes the first king of Arcanea.
Aladdin's dad, sort of.
Sure.
King of Thieves.
I don't know enough about Aladdin's. That's coming up next week, guys.
It's that song.
Prince of Thieves was Aladdin 2, of course.
Was it? No, that was Return of Jafar.
Oh, Aladdin 3.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was 3. I don't think I've ever seen Return of Jafar.
I like Robin Williams in that one thing where he's the magic guy with the wishes.
The Genie.
Yes, that's what they call
Jumanji.
him.
The Jumanji, yeah.
Yeah.
Where
That's
he's
right.
the Jumanji from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Aladdin and Jasmine get sucked into that board.
Yeah.
That's where the tiger came from.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Seeing as he believes the shield gave him such good fortune, he decides to make it the emblem of his house and renames it the Fire Emblem.
Oh,
okay, cool.
They do that. Okay.
Yeah. So the binding shield, once he's pried off all the stones, he's like, well, this thing brought me pretty good luck. I went from a nobody thief to the king of the world.
Yeah, I invented a country that I'm now king of.
Yeah.
Now you got the.
So I guess I'll pass it down to my sons when I die. And yeah.
I don't remember there being that many dragon enemies. I wonder whatever became of the earth dragons who were sleeping.
Maybe we'll get there.
Did they wake up and start spreading syphilis again?
Yeah. In the subsequent centuries, the emblem accrued a mythical role in the society of Arcanea. It is bestowed by the nation's royalty upon a chosen hero who acts as a representative leader of Arcanea's efforts to save the world from a dark force.
How big is this thing?
Shield size.
Okay. So, yeah.
You wear it on your arm.
Average shield size. Just a shield and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe big shield, but yeah. 2 known heroes have borne the prestige of wielding it. A duke named Catras during the War of Liberation, and the hero king Marth of Altea during both the War of Shadows and the War of Heroes.
Is this an original Marth and we've got a shitty knockoff Marth?
This is the Marth.
The
Marth?
This
Okay.
is Jaboy
He got a
Marth.
dragon sword and a sleepy dragon shield.
He gets Sleepy Dragon Shield and a Dragon Soul Sword.
He's got both of her teeth.
All the dragons want to fuck Marth, you know what I mean?
He's got so many teeth.
He's got so many teeth.
don't
4
need that.
teeth.
Yeah.
Jeez, he doesn't even chew his food. He just matches his sword and shield together.
Yeah. Is that not how you chew?
Yeah, I use my utensils to just like chop it up into pieces.
I
yeah.
clang my knife and fork together before my mommy comes and chews it for me.
Yeah.
Both of these heroes.
then Martha will eat it off her tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Because
a
dragons
pelican.
are like birds.
Yeah.
Both heroes wielded the fire emblem in opposition of the one who would become known as Shadow Dragon, Medeus.
Oh, he was the old king.
With the binding shield gone, Medeus was left all the time in the world to observe humans and the increasingly terrible treatment they inflicted upon the weakened and impoverished Manicheets of the world.
Oh no.
So, despite a seeming lack of organized religion in Fire Emblem, turns out some things are still bad for people. Maybe religion is not all bad, huh? Did you ever think of that, Peter? Peter, huh?
Oh yeah.
Peter, Mr. Religion Hater over here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think Peter has like a cross on his necklace.
It's called a crucifix.
I think he's the only one of all of us who's religious.
I'm not religious at all.
Oh,
Orthodox.
What? Well, maybe I shouldn't ask you on the air why you wear it.
I was just baptized.
Peter, why you hate Jesus so much? Because he's not in Fire Emblem?
Yeah, of course. That's why I've been sitting around that petition.
That's it. That cross is around his neck, though, was made with one of the snake teeth from his
yeah,
room,
exactly,
actually.
yeah.
So, humans are being shitty to Manicheets. They're like these weakened forms. They're like typically like, despite being thousands of years old, like Nils and Ninian come across as like very naive and young. Same with Mir, the Manicheet that you meet later on, or Faye, the one you meet in Reckon no Ken. They look like children. They kind of act like children, but they just know a lot more stuff. You know.
Well, thank God they're 1,000 years old. Am I right, boys?
Yeah.
Knowledgeable and naive.
Nils Kuhn, I am coming for you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Having had enough, and with Naga gone from the world, Medeus leaves his post and descends as a Manicheet disguised as a human to found the Dolar Empire.
It's like his boss wasn't looking for like so long. He was just fine. Like, I'm gonna leave. If my teacher doesn't show up in 15 minutes, we all get to leave.
Yeah, that's it. If the Divine Dragon God King does not show up in the first 15 minutes,
Yeah, the first 15 centuries.
yeah,
You need to go home.
You're allowed to go home. Legally allowed to. The Dolar Empire would conquer the world, and he would rule despotically for 5 years before the Duke Catras managed to disrupt Dolar's hold in the War of Liberation. So
he used the Fire Emblem to defeat this guy after it had been stolen right from under his nose.
he uses the Fire Emblem to distract this guy by leading a rebellion. During that rebellion, a hero named Henri, wielding the legendary blade Falchion, manages to slay Medeus in single combat.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of like a two-pronged effort where like Smokescreen and Dagger through the heart.
Okay.
You know?
Whenever you say defeat someone with the Fire Emblem, I just picture like them putting it in the air and then like let's anime like all the stones falling into their places, and then the guy just falls asleep because that's what it's made for, right?
They could stab with Falchion.
Yeah. Important to note, there's no stones in the Fire Emblem now.
Oh,
They got sold off by the first king,
but they exist.
scattered throughout the land.
Yeah.
So in one of
Money
the
bad for that castle.
Yeah.
we'll get there in a couple of paragraphs, but in one of the games, Marth's task is to recover all the stones,
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
and that's the first game that actually features them as like items in the game. I believe it's the first one, or the third one. Sorry, Mystery of the Emblem.
Okay.
But Medeus was the villain in subsequent Fire Emblem games. I hear you cry. How could he be killed by Henri?
Yeah.
I did say that.
Essentially, yeah, Peter, you wouldn't stop yelling it. We had to cut out so much. We had to cut out 50 minutes of you just screaming that at me. It was madness.
Oh, you're gonna tell me now?
Yeah, did you fuck on Earth Dragon recently?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. You're not acting like yourself.
I've been asleep for a long time, guys.
Yeah, that's it. Fucking Earth Dragon took a nap, woke up like this. A century later, Medeus would be revived twice by a dark sorcerer, Garneth, and would immediately seek to restore Dolar's dominion over the world.
And he's in human form now, correct?
So the first time he gets revived, he's actually stuck in dragon form.
Oh no!
The first time he gets revived is the first
Puts on a ball cap and sunglasses to like, hide his identity.
The first time he gets revived is the first the first Fire Emblem game. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon is like the first time Garneth resurrects him. So the War of Liberation is not actually a Fire Emblem game. It's just
lore.
in canon. It's just in canon.
Okay.
Lore. Oh. He said it.
Now finally title drop.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's the other Easter egg. We say lore once an episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that was twice the shit.
In both instances, Henri's descendant Marth would defeat him, still wielding the ancient blade, which had initially slain him. The first resurrection was hastened, perhaps by a nervous or inexperienced Garneth. We've all had a first time, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
This is my first time resurrecting an ancient dragon.
I'm gonna resurrect.
He's coming. And Medeus was forced to remain in dragon form the entire time. So he couldn't switch back and forth. He had less control over his powers, much more like brute force.
Because he had been just drinking too much and he couldn't do it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
He had whiskey dick.
Exactly.
Instead of a dragon, he got a worm.
Yeah.
Or a snake with no teeth. Or all teeth? Can't remember.
Snakes are completely made of teeth.
Snakes are teeth.
Yeah.
I gotcha. All the bones in a snake called teeth.
That sounds like something that could be real. That's
Like how shark skin is actually teeth.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're called like denticles or something. No, that's super true as far as I know. Yeah.
I've never heard that either. I thought this was a bit.
No, it's. I'm pretty sure that's legit. I might be talking out my ass, but I think that's.
If any bartenders, aka marine biologists out there, are listening, please crunch at us.
Yeah.
and let us
I
know
don't
if Peter's
even
an idiot.
care. I am calling my teeth denticles now. That is so good. Gotta go brush the old denticles.
Yeah,
I'll be right
brush
back.
up the denticles, you know what I mean? Got a date coming on later to suck on my denticles. Isn't that a type of twin? A denticle twin?
Tentacle twins. It's covered in teeth.
Shark twins are denticle twins.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just their skin that's the same.
You can't tell sharks apart. Fuck.
You can't tell sharks apart. Be as smart as you want out there. You'll never tell a shark apart.
Hey, yeah, listen, man.
All sharks are tentacles. You can't tell them apart. With the second resurrection of Medeus,
Okay, the second coming.
the second coming of Medeus, aided by the life force of 4 young maidens, so I guess just the way dragons like it.
Oh yeah.
He's like, we gotta get 4 young maidens in here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we need 4 virgins for this party to really
I was gonna say
pop
virtue
off.
true.
Yeah. It's implied, never explicit, but I feel like maidens kind of implies virginal. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Maybe
that.
that's
Nice
my bias. I
straight
don't know.
denticles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Garneth was able to return Medeus to true life with full control of his powers. Medeus had evolved.
full control of his bowels.
Yeah. Did I say bowels? I didn't say powers.
I like stopped listening to that sentence and it completed it in my head.
That's it.
It's like incontinent in the
So the first one,
game.
he was permanently a dragon, constantly shitting himself.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he just couldn't control it.
Yep.
He's like a dog. You gotta let him out.
That's how he. Yeah. Destroy the village. No, I'll make you shit yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's it. I'll make you wear the diaper, okay? You get to shit in the house if you do what I say. Medeus, with his second resurrection, had evolved into a shadow dragon, a really inconsistent title.
Cool.
So I was kind of like researching what is a shadow dragon. Some places like imply it was like true control of his powers, like he had different powers from a traditional Earth dragon, but it's
It's like
unclear.
a rank instead of
In the
magical
KKK or
powers.
something.
So like
Oh,
in
yeah. Medea the
Yeah.
Shadow Dragon
Medeus the
lives
Shadow
in
Dragon.
Arkansas.
wearing a diaper and a hood.
Yeah, exactly.
He's only got one denticle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably wear diapers under those things. They're hard
I mean,
to take,
yes,
hard
I-
to take off.
I assume the long robes is to cover the diaper bulge.
Yeah, of course.
For all KKK members. Yes.
Lord
I
Boy's
assume they are
canon.
constantly pissing and shitting themselves. Every KKK member just constantly shitting and pissing themselves.
Lord
That's why
Boy-
they like the rally so much, is because they can finally wear the diaper without having that like really padded, pants look.
The frumpy thing up
Yeah,
front.
exactly.
Yeah. And the smell kind of just all blends in together. No one can really blame
Nobody
you.
knows who shit themselves.
Yeah,
You guys ever
Exactly.
burn a really big T-shaped incense?
Yeah.
Just to get that funk out of
That's
you.
so fucked.
The smell, the wood smoke is just to cover the smell of shit, because
Yeah.
all the KKK members have shit and piss.
They're in
themselves.
contact, exactly.
What horrible people.
We try not to get political on this show, but if you're a KKK
That's
member,
pretty easy.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
wow, we're so brave, guys.
That's a
Yeah.
bold
really taking
stance,
a stance here.
but
Yeah, I came up with that all by myself.
Yeah,
I don't like the
Wow,
KKK.
wow, Peter O'Donoghue, first person to dislike the KKK.
You guys followed pretty quickly.
We quickly followed suit because we're complete patsies. So yeah, Shadow Dragon, in some instances, it's just like an epithet, like it's a title. It is like his class in the game, but there's no other Earth Dragons in that particular game. And then in a subsequent game, like you do meet one Earth Dragon in the palace of the king that he is controlling, like behind the scenes, puppet master style. So Shadow Dragon doesn't really mean anything, but it's like an ominous title or whatever.
Okay.
After the third time Medeus is slain, Marth is tasked by Goto, the wise caretaker appointed by Naga, to collect all the stones and restore the Binding Shield, to prevent further corruption from whatever illness still seeped from the resting place of the dragons. Arcanea was united under Marth following this, and Falchion and the Fire Emblem would remain heirlooms of his house.
cool. I learned a lot.
That's Fire Emblem.
So now we know the sword's tooth. The shield
is
tooth.
The shield is
And what
two.
was the guy's name that Naga put in charge?
Goto.
Goto. So
Goto.
He's
Goto
the-
was probably finally just like, "Hey, this has got to stop." Every time he comes back, he keeps pooping himself.
Yeah, that's
We just got to get him out of here.
it. Shit across the countryside. At least it makes him easy to track.
Yeah, Marth, get over here. I got a job for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're fighting through that shit though, it's like a minus 50 accuracy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kinda-
that's it.
That kinda sucks. Yeah.
Poison
Yeah.
damage.
The stank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stank
The stank.
debuff.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a crazy cast, but I had a lot of fun doing it.
Oh,
boy! I hope you guys listen at home. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
There's one takeaway: fucking denticles, man.
Jamie won't remember a single thing about the lore of this episode,
But he'll know about sharks.
because that's his kind of behind the scenes meme. Like that's his behind the scenes personality that you guys don't know about. Is that he can remember names and faces like you wouldn't believe, like fucking Rain Man. But anything we talk about on air, just out, just out, like in one ear, out the other. Like you will remember denticles,
I will remember denticles. Yeah,
and that it's a shark's skin. Apparently,
We're gonna Google that.
yeah,
we are going to Google it after the show.
Please, yeah.
For real.
And we will tweet it out of context right after this recording.
I wanted to thank Tom Jensen. By the way, he's on all of our stuff. He's continually liking all of our stuff, checking out our Instagram and stuff. Just one of those guys who's just always there. So thank you for being around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot.
everyone, for interacting
Yeah.
with us. We really love hearing from you guys. It's
Yeah.
awesome. If you want to get in touch with us, we have a Twitter, we have a Facebook, we have an Instagram. They're
Yeah.
all some variation of Lore Boys.
Yeah.
You can find all the information on our site, loreboys.com. Jamie streams on Twitch sometimes.
Yeah,
I was
currently,
thinking
like
about- I
our
was thinking about-
main, I'm your main source of revenue. Lord
You're
boys.
our only source of revenue.
Our ad pennies all come through Twitch. Yeah.
Literally, all I do is spend money on this show. But I have a lot of fun doing it, so I don't really mind. Yeah, if you guys wanna check out Jamie on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/loreboys. The Lore Boys.
It's the Lord Boys.
The Lore Boys.
TheLore boys.
Boys.
And
BOYS.
Don't ask me how to spell. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
It's Lore Boys on Twitter at Lore Boys.
At Lore Boys, Lore Boys Podcast on Instagram.
Yep.
Facebook is the Lore Boys, I think.
Yep.
And or Lore Boys. They have a pretty good search function.
We have
so you can
consistent
find us.
we have pretty consistent
Yeah.
branding.
Pretty consistent.
But if you
branding.
Google Lore Boys, it goes right to our website.
That's it. You'll find us if you Google Lore Boys.
LoreBoys.com.
Please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to leave us a review on iTunes, super helps the show.
Yeah.
It's we kind of Jamie keeps talking about making a Patreon. We haven't done it yet.
Fuck
because
yeah.
I'm not super into stealing your guys' money like Jamie wants to do. You literally wants to steal all your money from you.
I think it's a great idea to give people who care about the show the opportunity to invest in it. And if that means getting us like a mixer so we don't have a program that breaks every time we unplug something. That's
and on the same thread, if you're not in a place to support us financially and you wanna help us out, leave us a review on iTunes, leave us a review on Castbox or
we got
whatever
those, thank you.
whatever podcast app you use, wherever you find, like, set us up a Yelp page. leave
I'd
us a
say
review
like
there.
funnel it through iTunes if you can. That'll give us the
Contact the
best
Better
shot at it,
Business
yeah.
Bureau. Just scream at people on the street how
Give
much
us an
you
A
love the
plus on
show.
the BBB, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it works. You just call the BBB and you tell them what grade
Lore
you
Boys
want
is
to give
great,
something.
man,
Yeah,
yeah.
Lore Boys.
As somebody who works in customer service, a lot of people think that's how it works. And they're always just threatening, BBB.
Yeah.
Fuck. I bought a game and I don't like it. BBB.
BBB is
Yeah.
Go for it.
BBB is like a super corrupt organization too, which is
Yeah.
like known for just like you got to pay us if you want a good score.
Yeah.
it
Really?
literally means nothing.
It's just a racket.
Yeah, it is literally a racket.
Well, like you look at something one of the most popular games in recent times, Fortnite. You look at their BBB score, it's trash. They don't fucking care.
care,
They're
yeah.
making millions of dollars off of Tiny Chills.
Every day.
Yeah.
We're Epic Games, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
BBB, we will buy you and close you if we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Better Business Bureau Epic Store exclusive.
They're really scooping up everything these days.
God damn. I really wanted to leave a bad review for this restaurant that made me sick, but I just don't want to make an Epic account.
You know what? I'll make a Steam account and complain about it there.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what most people do.
If you want to get in contact with us personally, I would love to interact with you guys on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot. You can find me at Ethan the Deadman. I'm not really on any other social media, but you can find me there maybe.
I'm at Pete O'Donohue on Twitter. And then, of course, there's the Lore Boys Instagram, at Lore Boys Podcast. Come on. I took a vacation to draw some silly pictures. It's been nice. Been relaxing.
Yeah, you'll find me most on the Instagram and Facebook, both which you can find with the Lore Boys. And also, if you wanted to play some PlayStation with me, I'm still playing a ton of Apex at JAYMILLK64. I'm on a 5-day vacation right now, and I'm catching all those levels. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's great.
Yeah.
And for anybody who wants to support the show financially, like I said, I wasn't going to steal your money, but if you wanted to pay me directly, we have this feature called Lore Boys Premium, where you guys pay a paltry sum, and we give you guys something very cool in return.
What is it this week?
So I was talking with my good friend Ryan Williams, who lives in New Brunswick and
Yeah.
is a marine biologist, aka bartender, who deals with clams a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
Clam Master.
And he,
Yes.
Clammaster 96 on Twitch, Embo 96 on Twitch actually, decided to send us a bucket of clams to enjoy on the show. We've been eating sea boogers this entire time.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm feeling very sick. I think I've eaten about 100 clams.
Yeah. I hope you guys will excuse all the awful slurping throughout of the show.
Yeah, we'll do what we can to remove it in post, but there's
Yeah.
only so much we could do.
Yeah.
We're not miracle workers.
But the bucket that he sent us has these 5 gems on it. These 5 like precious gems. So I've been using my shucking knife to try and pry them off, and the first one's coming loose. So the first 5 people who reach out to us on Twitter and pledge their support will be receiving one of these special gems in the mail coming up. Just tweet at us your personal address. We will not accept a post office box. Tweet at us your personal address and tell us what you like about the show, and we will send you a gem, a valuable gem.
I'm
Precious
pretty
clam
sure.
gem.
I'm
From
pretty
a
sure a
clam bucket.
shark just bit the bucket, and those are tentacles. But
Those are tentacles, yeah.
anyways. Anyway.
Sharks do love clams. That is
Yeah.
Lord Boy's canon.
Yep.
And I guess that supports, or
Constitutes.
That's
also supports my theory that this is a Lore Boys
out.
Bad Dudes, we miss you.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
bad
no,
dudes.
I'm so sad.
What happened? Imagine before talking for a long time, you had to do all your inhales before, and then it was just a big exhale afterwards. Like, if you're gonna give a half-hour long speech.
Welcome to the Lore Boys. About to do a podcast and I'm breathing in words.
It's like playing bagpipes.
Yeah, exactly.
Circular breathing for the for
But then-
podcasting.
And then, like, whenever you're doing the public speaking, you'd feel like an hour's coming up, and you're gonna actually run out of breath, so you have to really get around to it.
But you're like hyperventilating because you're nervous about public speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Go stop breathing out. Go stop breathing out.
All right. That's silly.
Sip a cockfee. I call it cockfee.
Oh, nice.
I'm progressive.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how that works?
I think so. You
Yeah,
just put
sex
pe-
is progressive.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just putting your penis into more things. He's putting a penis into coffee right there.
All right.
Yeah.
Your balls too?
Don't slut shame me, Peter.
I'm not.